Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Oh, okay. Happy Thursday. It's September 12th, 2024. You know the vibes. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And I know I say that every single day, but I just want you to know that every single day I mean it. I really do. I just don't have anything more, too much more exciting that is also sincere to say, to open these messages. But I want you to know that if it feels repetitive and insincere, it absolutely is not. I mean it every single day, in an even new way than the day before. For all of us, as a matter of fact. It's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. If you've been working all week and tomorrow is your last day, then you almost made it. Congratulations. And it's supposed to heat up on Saturday just a little bit, which I am looking forward to personally, because I'm not quite ready for that crisp fall weather yet, even though I complained about the hot ass summer weather, just not quite ready for it to completely turn over, because then you know it's real. Or I guess it doesn't have to be, because you could always escape to California, who has more heat right now to share with the entire world, apparently. But I don't think I really want all that either, to be honest. They got a little too much heat going on and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think I even saw a clip of an earthquake today. And of course the fires that are happening. So I definitely pray that, people are finding their way to safety and shelter as quickly as they possibly can, and finding a way to recoup their losses as quickly as well as possible. But man, it's getting nutty out here, isn't it? And then the hurricane in Louisiana, which went over my, definitely went over my radar. I heard somebody else talking about it and I was like, what? I didn't even know that happened. So God bless them as well. So anyway, just got to be grateful for some peace and simplicity when you have it. Sometimes it can feel a bit boring, like you want to shake it up a bit, and then you look elsewhere in the world, or just, hell, a couple states over, depending on where you are, and realize that nothing wrong with a little peace and quiet. It could always be chaotic if you call it in, and sometimes even when you don't. So I'm grateful for simplicity and peacefulness at this time for myself, but I also am very much so still open to adventure and excitement and the spices of life as they come as well. All right, so anyway, let's see what we got today. The moon. Whoa, mystery. Speaking of which, we definitely have a full moon coming up on, I think it's the 17th, which is also, is it the 17th? Yeah, I think so, which is also a partial lunar eclipse. Yeah, so get into that. Don't know if this we are getting quite close to that date, but I really haven't been too pressed to dive into that energy just yet. Most likely I probably won't talk about it until next week. But yeah, there's that to look forward to though. So whatever you do, when you do what you do on these types of lunations and transits, you may want to start gearing up now, if you know like I know. But anyway, the moon card, this could be secrets. Yeah, exactly. Gear up now, because somewhere, someone may already be ahead of the game, if you know what I mean. But this is the moon. Could be something obscure, something hidden, something yet to be revealed. Could be speaking to deep emotions here, psychology. This is also Pisces energy. So dreams could be a thing. I've been having some really interesting dreams lately. I would say definitely pay attention to your dreams, especially the most vivid ones. If you can help it, write it down or type it in your notes or do something to record it, as soon as you wake up. Because if you're anything like me, sometimes 5 minutes can pass and you forget most of what you dreamt about when it was so vivid 5 minutes ago. It's like, damn, what was that dream? But it is what it is. I guess you remember what you're supposed to, but there's something here. I mean, I'm saying that for a reason, that there's something to glean from your dreams at this time that may be significant, maybe even some type of breakthrough that helps to advance you in some type of way, or put you in a position of greater authority, or in a position to, hell, if you're like in any type of spiritual practice or work, it could be a dream that gives you information or a sign, or some revelation that has a great deal of value for those that you serve or minister to, which I would say is depicted here in the Six of Pentacles, community. We got the Seven of Wands again. Interesting. Protecting your energy. I'm gonna go back and forth. Protecting your energy. Then the Page of Pentacles. And then the Three of Pentacles. So this is that. And then the Two of Pentacles. Which speaks to like balance or imbalance. Could even be juggling. Since I liken this to information, hold on a sec. The 1, the 2, the 3. What's missing is the 4 and the 5. The 4 is withholding or being conservative. The 5 is poverty or some type of lack or scarcity. What does that mean? I feel like that's significant here. Sometimes for me, it's like, especially when there's a concentration of a certain suit on the board, as it is in just the few cards that we started with, it's significant to me what isn't here in that void, like the 4 and the 5, that almost brings its own message. Maybe that's what is hidden with the Moon card. That's what's not been revealed, like how someone is withholding maybe information, resources, holding funds or holding back payments. And then the 5 of Pentacles is the result of that withholding, where even though it's a progression beyond the 4, it still has a lower density than even what the 4 projects, because the 4 of Pentacles is really not a bad card. It just depends on what it's connected to. But if somebody's like withholding money from you or withholding funds, then, you know, perhaps that natural next step would be some type of scarcity, or hence the Two of Pentacles, where this could actually be a financial imbalance. But the Five of Pentacles is like poor. Like really, it could even be being unwell, like not even just on account of your material affluence, but literally being sick. So somebody could be holding back or hiding that they're unwell, or that they're unwell, or they're not doing well. And here on the board with the Six of Pentacles, it could and this could even be protecting their energy, or protecting themselves from protecting that secret in some way, shape, or form from, I'm hearing the peanut gallery, don't know why, but from some individuals that for whatever reason have some stake in whether or not someone is doing well or not. Like it could even just be community gossip or a rumor mill. Yeah, so someone's trying to protect their true status. Hold up. Not their status, child. This is like community sharing. And then we got the Page of Pentacles, which is like some type of offering, contribution to this community. So that feels real icky to me, that somebody may be trying to protect their status, whether that be their health status, their financial status, their maybe even their employment status, you know, that somebody's wanting to look like either they have a job or that they are achieving at a higher level than what they actually are, like it is with the Six of Pentacles. Like this is somebody that would be almost like a diplomat, or, you know, there's definitely a sheer difference between this guy holding the scales and, you know, these two kneeling below, that somebody is exalting themselves in a light that is not, it's an illusion, when they actually may be more of the Page of Pentacles. It feels like even the Two of Pentacles, where someone at least has two things they can juggle and got going on, would be too generous. Even that is an illusion. Maybe even unto themselves, that they may be delusional, that somebody still thinks they still got a chance, or they're still managing whatever this lie or this production or persona, whatever it is, they feel like there's a chance that they may still have it under control and may still be, you know, protecting their secrets, or protecting it at least from the wrong or the right people, whichever matters most. But it's given that not so much, it's like with this Three of Pentacles, it's like people are talking. And even if they're not saying it directly to this person, what they know or what they observe, there's enough conversation and chatter going around that the cat's kind of out the bag, whatever the cat is. And you know, in this case, especially with the moon, it may not even be all, you know, pure, authentic information, you know, like not authentic, but like credible or concrete, you know what I mean? But you know, once people start talking, a story can take 1,000,001 turns from the truth, you know? So it's given that somebody doesn't really have control over the narrative about themselves, particularly, that they used to, or that they would like to have, at least. Interesting. All right, let's see what else we got on this. Yeah, that Page of Pentacles is given vulnerable. Wow. Pardon me, the Four of Cups. Let's do it like this. I haven't done this in a while. Four of Cups, and then the Fool from the bottom of the deck. So someone wanting to forge their way into a new beginning. But I'm just getting that they just keep being met with rejection at every turn. Like, this could even be someone that tries to move away or would want to move away to have a new start, you know, to just start fresh. But that it's like it's not working out in somebody's favor to be able to do that, to just kind of leave past undone, because it seems like a great deal of unfinished business that somebody wants to just, you know, act like, like almost acting like it didn't even happen, or like dismiss as like some type of figment of imagination or something, because that's what it's given with the Fool. Like somebody wants to just like gleefully walk away, like almost what would that be like like they want to find bliss and ignorance elsewhere, but more so the ignorance of ignorance in a place where maybe they're not so well known, or where they're not so popular, perhaps, you know, where they could just literally have a new identity. But for whatever reason, doesn't seem like that's too viable for someone. But let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah, like they want that bad. It's almost like a lustful desire for someone to want to start over. But what it's given me with the Knight of Wands is that their motives are skewed, probably even a bit perverted. Like, this isn't someone that wants a fresh start so that they can really be brand new and have, you know, start on a clean slate. Because when you really want to do that in an integral way, then you would probably clean up what mess is behind you, so that you can, this might be this, somebody can't clean something up, honestly, that whatever they have created is something that is not something that you could just easily just brush off, and it's more to contend with and face up to, maybe even more to protect themselves, or in this case, I'm getting a defensiveness, like to have to defend themselves. They're feeling outnumbered against the things that they need to defend, or people that they need to defend themselves against. With this Knight of Wands, child, I'm getting something real freaky deaky here. Unfortunately, I'm getting that someone may want to be on the run on account of some bad vibes, let's just say, that they spread throughout a community, and people are not happy about it. And it also isn't something that can be contained anymore, largely in part to the fact that people aren't happy about it. And because it's karmic, that requires some retribution in some way, shape, or form. It's not the type of thing that you can just walk away from delusionally like it didn't happen. Like at some point, you're going to have to face what you did, or what you created. At least there is no fresh start without that step. And this is a very immature, even with the Fool. And the Four of Cups in this case is just giving me denial vibes. Like this is just an immature approach to maybe a very unfavorable circumstances where somebody just wants to like, oh well, you know what I mean? Maybe not really, but like I said, when there's so much to deal with, it may be easier to deny it all and delude yourself into some fresh start than to actually face the music, face the consequences, clear the karma, maybe offer some compensation for whatever like misfortune, or some compensation for what? For like for I guess whatever infraction was incurred, whatever it is, even if the compensation in this case is an apology or just acknowledgement, is given as somebody, like I said, in denial and in defense. Like say, and this could be real specific, but say someone is responsible for being the carrier and, like the I don't know what you call it, the spreader of some type of illness or disease. And all things trace back to this person, all connections trace back to one person. It's like somebody that would want to deny that they're infected at all. Like, that can't be coming from me. I'm clean, or I'm good, or whatever, or someone wants to even defer it to someone else. Like that could even be that with the Six of Pentacles. Like, no, it's not me, it's such and such. I'm, almost making themselves just as much of the victim as everyone else, when in actuality, they're the originator, they're the source. And this doesn't have to be in the way of an actual disease in the physical sense, because it could be a spiritual disease. It could be a spiritual infection, especially with the Moon card. And when I was saying like the Four of Pentacles and the the Five of Pentacles, certainly the Five is not limited to material, to health and wellness. It could also be, someone being unwell in the spirit as well. Like it can range from everything, and ultimately that materializes itself in the physical form, but it's something obscure. It's something secret that at least somebody wanted to keep secret, or has been secret up until now, or soon to be revealed, and someone is taking a very irresponsible, immature approach to what they should ultimately be taking accountability for. And that's not getting somebody anywhere fast, because hold on, let's see. Yeah, look at this. This is like, I'm straight. Ain't nothing going on with me. I'm good. I'm like, I don't have nothing. Or if this is spiritual, somebody again putting on the front like they're not being affected by anything. Like everything is Gucci with me. Like I'm doing just fine. So to ultimately gaslight anyone that will look upon them like, well, if he's doing good, well, this is the intention anyway. If he's doing good, then maybe he's not the problem, or he's not the source, or he's not you know, the source of infection or whatever the case may be, the plague or the curse. Damn, I just heard that loud and clear, the curse. Yeah. And with this Four of Wands, sometimes I absolutely get the vibes of, you know, keeping up appearances, producing an illusion. In this case, in the way that this is coming out, not generally speaking. Or it could even be someone, again, that is presenting themselves to have a happy home, a happy relationship. You know, their livelihood is all intact, peaceful, and sound. And there, you know, there's nothing to be desired here. Like, oh, everything's all good here, but behind those closed doors, behind those gates, it's a whole nother story. What's on the bottom? The Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, and this is sticking out, the Ace of Swords. Okay, well, that's pretty confirming here with the Nine of Pentacles. This could even be two people. Oh, look at this. This is a damn frontin' ass relationship or a sham of a marriage. That's what this is giving me. With the Hierophant here, which definitely represents marriage, the counterpart for the Nine of Pentacles, for the Nine of Cups, which is the Nine of Pentacles, but that is, these are two single people that are presenting themselves to be in a happy wife, happy life situation, maybe even presenting themselves to be an official couple, like married. Or if they are, like I said, it's the presentation of a happy union, but behind closed doors, I'm hearing a power struggle. It's like two people that are stuck together. Right up under the Six of Cups, it's giving like two people that are just kind of stuck in an arrangement together out of either codependency or there's some shared agenda that hasn't been fulfilled. And that's really the only motivation for their union at this point. But whatever it is, they still need to kind of keep up a happy face or a happy front to the public. But like I said, it's given that, I just heard this could be some type of swingers. Lord, everything's just kind of popping out today. With that Knight of Wands and this Ace of Wands, or they got some type of arrangement where like it looks like a conventional connection from the outside, but behind closed doors they have an arrangement where you do you, I do me, and this is just for show or for shits and giggles at this point, you know, because it's not even being produced well enough to be believable, so it seems. Child, I don't even know what we talking about. This is, let me see. Okay. Or it could be two people that are thinking about getting married, but here's the motivation. Is some type of financial gain or return on this faulty investment that's being anticipated. That's the secret, that there's some type of money at stake or involved to maintain. So this could even be like, you know, like a social media couple or even a celebrity couple. I don't really see a lot of celebrity type of energy out here, but you know, that could even be one and the same, social media and celebrity these days, you know, for the most part. But let's see what's on the bottom. Wow. with the Queen of, yeah, like they got two different agendas. And didn't I say it's a power struggle? And here it is. It's like the Queen of Wands, her agenda may be to maintain dominance or some type of control over this union. And the King of Pentacles is dependent on some type of financial stability. So the Queen of Wands is giving me something manipulative here, especially up under this Moon card. It's like they both are manipulating each other, or like if not manipulating, definitely like kind of using each other in some way. Like they both have hidden agendas that even to one another may appear to be clear. Like, it's like I said, there's an agreement here, like, you know, that I want to keep making the money, or, you know, keep up our fan base or our sponsors or our followers, and, you know, our fandom, and whatever the case may be. And I don't know, it feels like something a little darker with this Queen of Wands to me. Maybe because she knows that she might wield some level of power, and I would say probably some mystical manipulative power over this person, like really like it's giving witchy vibes, to be honest, but it could be manipulation just in a really dark, sinister way. You know, playing on somebody's emotions, and also playing off of what they are, at this point, I would say obsessive over. Like maybe she holds the key or feels that she monopolizes some gate, you know, or is a guard, like some type of like gatekeeper of what this person needs. Probably so, because she knows the secrets. So she's like the gatekeeper of these illusions, because she's been more or less in partnership with him. So she's the one, that's what it's like. They're both kind of like attached in a strange way, but I feel like him more than her in the way that this is coming up, because she could be the one, like she knows where the bodies are buried. So she could be the one to confirm or deny whatever the suspicions may be through in the rumor mill. And he may also kind of revere her to be his last ally, you know, like the last person that he could kind of count on. You know, like how sometimes with those like, how like in social media, those couples, they could take a big hit to like their majority fan base by some scandal or some rumor being released or whatever, some expose of sorts, but some bounce back, you know, and kind of like rebrand themselves in a way, or try to. That, and it's funny, darn, I'm gonna say, hold on, let me finish my thought. Some bounce back and rebrand themselves in a way where it's like, all right, well, we might have lost a couple thou, you know what I mean? But as long as there's always a revolving door, and even a new crowd and new audience in social media, there's always the opportunity to recapture that attention again in some other way, you know what I mean? Because people more or less are like hoes for entertainment. Like they don't mind being pimped out. Could be child. They don't mind being pimped out for a couple laughs, a couple oohs, a couple ahs, you know, a little tea here or there, a little, you know what I mean? Like unfortunately. So they may not even be too wrong for that, but it's something here about this brand, whatever it is, having taken a big hit, that like, and that might be the delusional energy here, like, fuck it, let's just start over, or let's just, maybe even take the route of like sharing our truth, so to speak. But it really, their truth is some, well remixed brand of truth, and only what they would want to admit to, some repurposed narrative that would just kind of allow them to start fresh, or start on a clean slate, or just start as a new brand altogether. So that's what it feels like here, like this dependency between two people that almost feel like they can't really do much without the other, because they have like made so much traction together. But they're actually not doing much with each other either, especially at this point, because their persona has been tarnished, and the only way truly forward would be to like bear all, be honest, and tell the absolute truth, or just shut it down, you know what I mean? Because you don't owe anybody on social media anything. But in this day and age, especially once you kind of been sniffed out, it really doesn't go over well to just bounce back and, get back on the saddle and think you just gonna like gain some new sucker subscribers, or, viewers or customers, or whatever the case may be. And it's funny because right before, damn, I don't even know what I said, but I'll just say that right before I started the video, I said something. What did I say? Oh, I said, let's get it. And I was like, who says that? And it was just so random, because I said it like right before when I was getting ready to push record. I was like, who says that? And I was like, oh, CJ's so cool. And I kind of laughed to myself, because like back during the pandemic times, when everybody was watching YouTube pretty much, I stumbled upon CJ So Cool and Royalty and their family content when they were like at the height of their popularity. So it just kind of made me giggle a little bit, like, what? CJ So Cool? He's fallen so far from that grace at this point, like, and yet here it is. He still finds a way to rebrand himself to remain relevant in some regard, but is nowhere near the popularity that he was having back when he was recording and creating with Royalty and her children. And then, of course, they had their twins or whatever. So it's interesting that literally happened right before I pushed record. And this is kind of how this is going. I don't know. But anyway, here's the Chariot card. Yeah, that this is like this is like a very driven connection here. Like they're determined to, even in the most delusional state, it's like bad marriage for life type of vibes here. You know what I mean? It could even be that maybe something that is to actually be revealed is that they're not really married. This could be a couple that's been parading as a married couple when really they just like friends with benefits, literally friends with benefits. So I don't know, but this Chariot card here is just speaking to the will and the drive to advance this agenda at all costs. So I ain't even going, why do we care? I know I don't. I mean, it's kind of interesting how stories unfold with the cards so randomly. Exactly, but we don't really care. And maybe that is the energy of the audience that I'm channeling, or, who it is that they're trying to engage and captivate now. It's like old news, like CJ So Cool doesn't at all come up in I kind of learned about him through my son, and I don't see him in the suggestions, the algorithm at all anymore. Nowhere on YouTube I haven't seen a CJ So Cool Nothing. For a little while, I even used to see like other bloggers, like what's his name, Zoe. Like Zoe would begrudgingly cover him when they had different scandals going on, him and royalty, but he gave up on, it's kind of like, it's like, it's it I don't know. Yeah, and it's like they're still trying to milk it for all it's worth, because hell, if fame is a hell of a drug, being able to make money on social media on your own accord, more or less without any contracts or overhead or having to answer to much or answer to many, is a dream come true, especially when it was hot, which around pandemic time is absolutely that time, when you could get rich on YouTube doing much, doing close to nothing. Like, for real. Just as long as you were doing it consistently, you had a chance. But, it's like it's getting harder to really finesse the viewers. And mostly on account of the fact that it's oversaturated now. Like everybody's trying to do their 1-2 on some platform or another, even if it's just, like I said, for shits and giggles or part-time or, a little side hustle or whatever, or really just as a passion, just to express yourself. But the audience has changed, or is changing. And those that were more in the market for the mess and, even for the, the facade of these lifestyles that were selling, that were really selling themselves. It's either too much of it to choose from or to catch up with, or if it's not real and it's not authentic, it doesn't really hold the attention very long. So you can't really milk it for what it's worth like you could before, for views, for likes, for subscribes, for memberships, to sell your merch, your product, to push your music, because CJ So Cool was also an artist, and he was even morphing royalty into a little. And the funny part is that royalty had more of the light, and she and her kids had more of the light and more of the, like they were the stars of the channel, quite honestly. CJ So Cool was kind of a clown. Like, when in hindsight, he always really was, but that didn't really, he kind of was able to hide that in the background of being this like great dad and super duper husband, always buying stuff and taking trips or taking them somewhere, or moving them to bigger houses and having flat, like he kind of hid himself in the illusion pretty much. But when it all got stripped down, like I said, royalty, I don't necessarily keep up with her either, and I think she kind of like, but that's what happens when you hook up with someone that is more of an energy siphoner than they are, a provider or supporter, I should say. So she kind of had a little bit of a fall back from what she was, but I still saw in her that she had more potential to continue on authentically, and people would still be engaged and interested than he did, honestly, because ever since, it's like he always needs somebody with him. Like when he would find himself alone, he'd find some other sidekick to be, in his videos, or he'd film with his first daughter, his biological daughter, that he had from another relationship. And then he got with this white chick. I forget what her name was. I forget her name because that's how uninterested I really was at that point. But he got with this white girl, and it's not about race or anything like that, but it was just like such a mismatch to me. Like, what are you even doing right now? Like, it can't be real. You know what I mean? Like it was just a shit show, pretty much, which I want to say he may or may not still. I'll be interested to go investigate whether or not he's still with the last girl that he was. My point is not even to make it so much about the fact that he went and got with a white chick, but it was just like how dependent he is on someone else, literally someone of light, like gleaning from anybody's else's light that he possibly can to project of his own. Like, that's the energy that I'm really trying to call into observance here. Like, it's something like that here, where they probably are gleaning off of each other, whatever each other brings to the table, and don't really have too much confidence that they can so much carry the weight themselves. And this could be past, present, this could be some rise and fall of a situation such as this, or what it's on its way to, or what it's amounting to. But that's the energy it gives me here. Like, they're almost stuck together because they don't really feel like that there's like a lack of value and a lack of confidence here that either one of them could separate and stand on their own, be the star of their own show, really and truly, Exactly. This is the reward. This is the objective, to either get back into this flow, where, like I said, it felt like the return and the profit really was just immeasurable. And it, ultimately compels some people to kind of like really almost sell their souls a little bit to get back to that, because once you've had a taste of it, and especially if you had a taste of it off of something that was illusionary anyway, it's hard for you to really accept and settle, back to that Four of Cups, with the reality that it's never going to amount to that again. So then you start making videos doing more outrageous stuff, or creating drama that you think will be more captivating or seductive to your audience, and producing narratives that aren't even believable, let alone true. You know what I mean? It's like going over the top to reach this high reward, when, the only thing that gets you a reward such as this from a divine stature is when you're operating in the frequency of your destiny, your path, your purpose, your truth, something that is authentic. Like, this doesn't become an infinite resource for lies and illusions. It's always going, like, you only get little trickles of that return, which is probably why Four of Pentacles, somebody's trying to hold on to every dime they have left of what they gleaned from a past season. And Five of Pentacles is, the inevitable, where if someone or someones don't get real about their projections, particularly in, public spaces, there aren't going to be, people that are authentically sharing themselves in these spaces because of the oversaturation aren't making the money that they used to before. And a lot of people have had to adjust to that change, where people quit their jobs or like completely invested their entire livelihood on what they knew they had made at a time legitimately on social media. So certainly at this time, nobody's coming through on no BS. and going to see the numbers that and the profits that they made before sustainably, so like where you're not going to have to keep hoeing, for the harvest, so to speak, and you're not going to keep having to sell out and sell your soul and do something strange for a little piece of change, that even if you get a viral moment and it rakes in a pretty decent win for you, you'll find yourself like stressed to recreate that, and the return itself won't be long lasting. It certainly won't be everlasting, as the Ace of Pentacles projects, so it's just too much of a racket now. Like, it gotta be an honest day's work. And I don't mean that from a 9-to-5 perspective, but if you're gonna put in the work and the effort, and with the Chariot, that's somebody putting in the work, like putting their back into it, let it be for something of value at this point, because no matter how much effort you put in, it will only either be temporary or extremely dissatisfying and disappointing. All right, let's just do one more. Ooh. I'm going to take that, and you see how it flipped. I think you did anyway. Yeah, this is a result. Like, I'm going to take it in reverse because of how it flipped up. Because it makes so much sense. Right against this Knight of Cups, who's trying to offer, really, like in this case, it's like the Knight of Cups is appearing to be offering something of value, but really he just wants his cup filled up at this point. Yeah. But like I said, this is the finesse, but the Six of Wands, which in the upright would be recognition, even popularity, could even this could be, I would say this is definitely more than the Star, which I would say is more celebrity. This could definitely be some type of social media platform, because this is like some type of public display when it's in the upright. But yeah, it's given that somebody, like the more somebody tries to outdo themselves, the less they are being recognized for it, or like somebody's thrown out of the algorithm or something like that. Like I said, with CJ So Cool, because it's not entertainable. Like nobody's checking for it. You know what I mean? Like nobody's checking for it. So it's like no matter what, you up the ante, and it's still kind of a waste of energy because it's not in the algorithm, so it's not naturally being suggested to people. And those that are, still tuned in don't really buy into it the way that they used to. So it feels like a waste of time. Wow, but here's the Strength card. They still want to go for it though. That's the strong will yet again. Like somebody's just determined to make it pop. That and with Leo energy, it definitely gives way to the, like the ambition to be like that main character, even here with the Queen of Wands, but to be like that main character. The King of Pentacles gives me like producer vibes. Yeah. So it's like, it's like one of them may be more of the creative, talented, kind of like brains of, they work well together, like they operate decently together for the most part. May even create, some let's say, how can I say it? Create some interesting entertainment, like in the higher frequency, probably could could be quite engaging and captivating and, viral and all that good stuff. But like I said, there's been a fall off because what's been going on behind the scenes is now more or less filtering through the mirage of reality that's been produced. And that's the part that can't be overlooked anymore. Like, you can't just act like that's not a thing. and act like, people can't see it, or people don't know, they're too dense to know what's going on, or because some people are, but some people aren't. And you kind of got to know your audience at this point to know when, like, it's just not given. It's just not. And it's, to me, is given that somebody's not quite accepting that truth just yet. They're still stubborn enough in this Leo energy to feel like they have main character energy. They are the star of the show. That their ideas, like, if we just stick to it, stick to the script, literally stick to the script, somebody's going to be engaged. Somebody, like, we'll catch a new wave. We'll catch a new audience, new followers. Like, maybe even targeting a younger audience or something like that. Like, maybe not exactly, but switching up the strategy to engage a different audience, you know what I mean, or for a different level of engagement. But even that, if you get into it, is like still depreciating. So somebody's trying to advance and enhance their profits by lessening the value of their production or their product in general, or in this case, like, their content, so it's just, I don't know. With the Six of Wands, I do know that no matter how hard someone goes, it's never going to give them what they're looking for. That's one thing that's clear between these two cards. So I'm going to leave it there because, wow, here's the star. Here is the star. Look, yes, they're holding on. Look what he's holding on to. And didn't I say, like, this was the card that was hidden, the Four of Pentacles? Because somebody's still holding on to that pinnacle of success, achievement, clout, popularity, celebrity, even, like, whatever it is. And if it's given local celebrity, or given, like, like I said, it's even though, there could be celebrity in social media, and social media crosses over into celebrity every single day, but it's given that somebody is really stuck, like borderline obsessed with either reclaiming what status they had achieved in a time or in a season, or just holding on to what's left of it. Like that little glimmer of light. And in this case, like I said, the glimmer could be holding on to this Queen of Wands, of which they feel like I said, is their last ally, their last starlet. Like they need this energy to even have a chance to reinvent the brand or remarket or whatever the hell their idea is here. But as I said, like, the Four of Pentacles on its own is not a bad thing when it's in a high frequency. It could just be conservative about your energy. It could be, being managing your time and your resources well. But with all that being said here today, this feels more of a controlling energy that's trying to like I said, really hold on to what almost in like a scarcity mentality, which would be also the Five of Pentacles, what glimmer of light they feel they still possess. And God forbid they completely fall off, or fall into some obscurity of social media, or a has-been, or, you know, what's not trending or popping anymore, it's hard to accept that reality. It's harder to accept that reality, but it's even harder, it seems, for someone to truly submit to reinventing themselves on the authentic path of stardom, which would be in their organic destiny and in their righteous purpose, which perhaps all of what is being projected to them by way of their difficulty in achieving high level of success that they desire could be the sign and signal that they're just not operating in their purpose, that this is an invitation to really rebrand yourself as an organic expression of light that is signature to you and you alone. Stop trying to partner up, stop trying to deflect someone else's light through your own shadows. Stop trying to prop someone else as the star while you reap all the benefits on the back end. Like, no, like, what is it that you bring to the table? And everybody brings something. So what value do you truly have to express that is noteworthy, you know, or that people want to see and people want to tune into? That's the moneymaker, you know? And until someone submits to that reality for themselves and brands whatever creativity they can through that truth, they ain't never going to be satisfied. Not with who they are, not with who they partner with, because they're only going to continue to attract more fraudulent energies like the one that they're projecting. They're not going to be satisfied with the profits that they yield or the level of work and energy that they're relentlessly going to have to invest just to make a couple cents on the dollar. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Any more than these days it's even worth it to force your way into celebrity status and insist that, you know, you have a place in that world, because we see that that's faltering too, you know? So even still, like, you could try to force your way into that, but if you, at this point, aren't willing to sell some piece of your identity or depreciate it in some way, you might not find much value there either. So it just really comes down to you investing all of your energy and time into building the main stage around your own personal truth and reality. You know, becoming your own reality star, but not necessarily as like a tell-all, bear-all character if you don't want to be, because nobody owes that to social media or anybody that spectates through it. But really just to figure out what you're designed to express in creativity in this world, or even contribute to, if nothing else, authentically, in a way that truly does make you feel good about yourself at the Nine of Cups, where you have no regrets, nothing left to be desired. You're proud of what you wake up and do every day, and how you see yourself in the mirror, how you see yourself in the reflection of others. Like, all of that, if it's not giving that, then it ain't giving nothing, and you ain't going to gain nothing. That's just what it comes down to. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.